Growing up, most of us were taught in school that Christopher Columbus discovered America from his Spanish-based voyages. But as time has gone by and research has emerged, well, it's been revealed that's not strictly true.
Compelling evidence shows that perhaps it was the Vikings who had visited America centuries earlier, and they aren't the only ones who may have made landfall. Here to discuss that topic is Andy Nunez. He is an author and amateur historian. Welcome, Andy.
Hey, nice to be here.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, so what got you involved in this subject? I mean, this is interesting. I was taught Columbus.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, when I was a kid in school, we had that little rhyme, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Well, he left this month in August of 1492 after he charmed Queen Isabella to give up her jewels to finance his expedition. But history has shown that maybe he wasn't the first one. I mean, you mentioned the Vikings. That's been pretty much established that they were here. I mean, there was this guy, Eric the Red, back in the late 900s, who had made the greatest real estate deal in history. He told people about this wonderful place to go called Greenland. And when they got there, it wasn't Greenland. So his son, Leif Erikson, was the one that got to America.
Okay.
But here on the Eastern Shore, there's a possibility that the Egyptians and maybe the Romans beat him.
Really?
Yes.
Is there some kind of evidence about the Romans?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I'm friends with a fellow named Bill Winkler. He used to run the Treasure Quest shop up in Atlantic behind Bethany Beach.
Okay.
And I was over to the shop one day, and he said, "Did you know there was a Roman coin found north of Rehoboth?" I'm like, no, tell me more. So he picks out his big photo book, and here's a photograph of this Roman coin with the Emperor Augustus. He was Octavian when the coin was minted, so It was just before to the Christian era. There's a little ruler in the picture and all this, and it was found north of Rehoboth Beach. How it got there, I don't know. But I used to read prehistory of America from a guy named Barry Fell. He wrote a series of books, and in one article I was reading about him, he mentioned a Roman coin found at Cape Charles. And I have a friend of mine, I found out that his grandson found a number of Roman coins on the Virginia beach. So
really?
Yeah. How'd they get there? Who knows? Were they some sea captain's coin collection, or did the Romans actually show? Now, before the Roman Empire, of course, there were the Egyptians. In 1887, they were dredging the St. John's River up in Delaware, and they found what they believed to be an Egyptian barge.
Get out of town.
Yeah, it was an article in the 1992 issue of the Delaware Bay Estuary. In 1887, they supposedly dug up this Egyptian-looking ship. In 1888, there was an artist named Curran, and he painted a picture called Lotus Lilies. Now, according to that article in the Estuary Journal, there's only two other places besides the Nile River that these lotus lilies were found, and one of them is St. John's River.
How did they get
How
there?
did they get there? So the question is, did they beat Columbus?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
there's a lot to be said about digging in the dirt.
No kidding.
You can learn a lot by
How
digging in the
about
dirt.
that?
Yeah, so why do you think people find this topic so fascinating?
Well, people, people of my generation anyway, we liked history. We studied history extensively. So we did a lot of exploring, looking for things, whether it was coins, whether it was Indian artifacts, old bottles, things like that. So we had a natural inclination to learn more about our era.
Where'd this come from?
And where did this come from?
Yeah.
Because standard history is nothing ever happened on the Eastern Shore.
Huh.
And so I've been all my life trying to prove that saying wrong, that lots of things happened on the Eastern Shore.
So tell us about your books. Tell us about your book.
Oh, sure. Well, you can get my series on the Eastern Shore, because I talk about this, pirates, ghosts, things like that. You can get them at Discovery Sea Shipwreck Museum in Fenwick. You can get them at Bay Country Shop in Cambridge. You can get them at Somerset Hidden Treasures, Princess Anne. Vintage Books in Easton may have some copies, or you can get them on Amazon.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So, sure.
Andy Nunez, as always, thank you so much.
Yes.
Pleasure to be here.
I want to go find Andy Arrowhead.
Well, I'm telling you, this is the way to get kids interested in history.
True.
Just to talk about all of that controversy and what do you think and what are your thoughts, and I love that.
Very good point. Andy, thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Andy.